Hello, Libra. Welcome to Don Williams Tarot. Today's message is on money and career for the month of March 2024. If you have placements in Sun, Moon, or Rising in the sign of Libra, then this message is for you. Welcome to my channel, especially if you are new. Thank you for finding your way here. For those returning, I absolutely appreciate and love each and every one of you. So reach up there and click that like button if you wouldn't mind. And those of you who are brand new to my channel, I would hope that you would find messages here that will resonate with you and that you will join our spiritual family. So as I mentioned, I'm doing this reading on money and career. This was given to me as guidance from my higher self when I was sat in meditation that March is a very fast moving month. And there's going to be a lot of changes coming in for that month. So people are moving around, so not only are people moving, physically moving, but people are moving around within their job space as well. So I've already shuffled your cards, and I'm just going to go ahead and lay them out and give you your reading. After I do your initial reading, I'm going to finish with 3 cards from the Indigo Goddess Midnight Oracle deck, which this deck is specifically for money and career. Okay, and these are just a regular tarot card deck. So we start off with the 7 of Swords. So Libra, the 7 of Swords is a card about strategy. It's also a card about lying, cheating, stealing. So that may be an issue where you work, not necessarily due to you or what you are contributing or whatever, but this is an energy of that within that space. But this is also a card of strategy. So basically, let me pull the rest of your cards and we'll talk a little bit more about that. And okay, well, interesting cards here, Libra. You've got the Magician here in your challenge position, and you've got the Moon card. So both of these are major arcanas. And then you've got this Page of Pentacles. Now, the Page of Pentacles is definitely a card of creating new abundance for yourself. This is new opportunities coming in. But we start off with this 7 of Swords. Now, the 7 of Swords is a card of strategy. Some of you may have to be very strategic in your role. Maybe there is a lot of competition in the role that you work in because this next card is a card of competition. This is a card about competition. It's a card of conflict. So some of you may be working in organizations or within a department that is not a cohesive, badass team, really, is kind of what I'm picking up here. Some of you may be working in a place where it feels very hostile, it feels very toxic. Okay, that's what I'm picking up. This lying, cheating, stealing card is kind of that energy. So some of you may be looking just because of your own sanity. It's kind of like, no, I like what I do. The company is a great company, but the department I work in or my supervisor, something is off. And that is what is propelling you to move forward. Now, keep in mind, this is a gold card. Whenever you see gold in tarot, it absolutely does represent more positive energy. So while this is a card about lying, cheating, stealing, be aware that that energy is there. Make sure that you just always cover your hind end. We'll say that nicely. Make sure that you are not involved with people that would be stealing from a company or doing anything like that. And the other thing is just be very strategic about the things that you bring to the table. Don't give anybody else your ideas, because I feel like there are people that may be around you that if you were to say, oh, what if we try this? They will steal your thunder. They will steal your idea and pass it off as though it was their idea. Okay, so just be aware that that energy is there. In this next steps, this is a card of conflict. This is a card of, like, some of you may be working in toxic environments, and it may be feeling as though you need to get out of there because that's not really how you want to spend a good portion of your week, right? With people that are toxic or people that are very competitive to the point where it's uncomfortable for you, or that, people will stab you in the back and try to elevate themselves, and they're not really team players. So it feels like there's some challenges here for some of you in terms of what you may be facing or what you have been facing, and then what do you do? This is also a card of training, because if you look, all these people here have got sticks and they're beating each other up. They're not working as a team. They're not working in unison. But what they are doing is they're trying to figure out strategy. They're trying to figure out their strategy. They're trying to figure out their best foot forward. And so some of you may be going to training. Some of you may be taking classes, or you might be doing some coursework in terms of going to college or something like that. So you're going after your bachelor's degree or your, graduate degree, whatever it may be. Some of you may be doing some of that, and this is being reflected here. And then we have in your challenge position the Magician card. Now, the Magician card for me is, this can be a card of trickster. So there could be trickster energy that some of you are facing. Like, some of you may be accused of things that are not necessarily because of you, and you may be blamed for those things. But the other thing about this card is that, especially because it's in this position, is that some of you might not be feeling inspired. You might have no motivation. You might just feel as though, I'm just going to go to work every day and I'm just going to do my job, and then I'm going to go home and do something else. However, this card is also saying you have a huge skill set. You have a lot that you can bring to a company or an organization. You might want to contemplate or think about, how can you work from home? How can you create something on the side that may be a habit for you that you can turn into a job? Or some of you are just going to really take those skill sets because of this conflict and the strategy, and you're going to move to a new organization of some kind, or you're going to figure out a way to bring in more income and money for yourself. Now, the next card has to do with your strengths. And the strengths in this specific reading with this moon card are talking about things that are unseen or uncovered. So the thing that I would say about this is there may be some financial situations coming up within your organization that is very, like, on the down low. I've been seeing in mainstream media, as well as, the alternative media, that a lot of companies are laying off people. A lot of people are downsizing because they just don't have the income or whatever it may be. So I feel as though some of you may be faced with that. Some of you may be faced with changes within your department that you're unaware of, changes coming in that are going to affect you. And the best advice that I can give you is just keep trudging on your path. Keep putting out good work, so that if it comes to a thing where you're in a department of 10 and they need to get rid of half, that they look at you and your work and your contributions and they say, oh, we cannot live without Joe or Sally or, whatever your name is, right? So just be aware that there's a lot of undercurrents. There's a lot of changes happening in the month of March. And so if you find that you're being affected in some level within your company, you might want to work on putting together your resume, putting together some cover letters that you can kind of get the general ideas as to how you would present yourself to a potential new employer, okay? And then lastly in this reading is you do have this Page of Pentacles. So when I was seeing the conflict in the beginning, I was going, how's this going to end? But it does end up on a happy note, okay? because there are opportunities there for you. You have a really good skill set. You are able to create some beautiful things for any organization that you would work for. You know the physical security that you want to get to attain for yourself. So I feel as though if you start networking, which is about messages, and the pages are about messages, new directions, new opportunities, specifically about your career, your home space. Some of you may be starting that job or starting a new business out of your home. There is a lot of things that you can do online that you can work out of your home and be successful at. You know, it might not be like the optimal best job in the world for some of you, but then for some of you, maybe your expectations are not that you need to be a CEO of a company or anything like that. You just want to, you know, be able to devote your time to your job, but then maybe your family is your most important thing for you. But regardless of the situation that you're in, if you see at the top of the card, the gold is there, right? And the golden tarot is all about positivity and new opportunities coming in. So it looks as though there are opportunities, but you are the one that's going to have to make this happen for yourself. You're the one that's going to have to put in the legwork. You are the one that's going to have to put out your resumes. You are the one that will have to go to a potential, temporary agency. Maybe you want to look at various options in the area that you work at or that you live to find out what is available, right? So work for a temp agency for a little while so you can get your foot in the door that way. So there are many options, and I feel as though this is looking really positive for you, Libra. Okay, so your last three cards, the first one is resolve. Second one is gifts, so we like gifts. And the third one is abundance. Yes! Looking good, Libra. All right, let's read the messages. I gotta get my eyes on. So the first one is resolve, dedicated to achievement. And that's what I was saying, right? Make sure that no matter what is going on with your company, you cannot allow the things that are going on around you to lessen your worth, right? You're the one that needs to step up and say, I'm going to give you my best. I'm going to give you my all, because, you want to have steady gains. Excuse me. And this is talking about dedicated to achievement. So this is dedicated to your personal integrity as well, right? And if you see the dog here, which I love the dog idea, because the dog is about loyalty. And if you think about it, people are not loyal to their jobs anymore. At one point, when I was growing up, way back in the day, people were really loyal to their employers. But the thing is employers were also loyal to their employees as well. And we can really see a huge shift in that dynamic, right? So this is talking about steady gains. This is about the long game. It's about loyalty and it's effort, and you want to be the top dog. You want to be top dog. So if anything happens, your employer is going to want to keep you regardless, right? They're going to want to help you out as much as possible. And then your next card is gifts, giving and receiving. So a wealthy donor. So some of you may be working, maybe you work in the hair industry or the beauty industry, or you do tarot for, a job. And somebody might be giving you a big, huge, bonus of some kind. This is about retail. It's about sales. It says a surprising windfall. Woo! I'm liking this, Libra. And generous. So gifts come in all sizes, right? Sometimes it's just the gift of a contact. Like, oh, I know somebody who's hiring. I know Bob over an ABC company, and he's looking for somebody that has this skill set. Have you ever done this? Get your resume together, and I can either make introductions for you, or I can get you his number, and then you make your connections that way, right? Networking is so important. but giving and receiving. So it's not only that you're constantly taking, right? You also have to give out, because where you put your energy, where you put your focus, where you put your attention is what you draw back to yourself. So if you can come from that place of give and take, if you can come from that place of reciprocity, is that the word? Reciprocity, where it's give and take. I think that you will be on top of your game there, Libra. And then your last card, which I was really excited to see, is abundance, the fruits of your labor, harvest, extra cash, feeling fulfilled, blessed, overflow, and the time is ripe, ripe, like orange is ripe. This looks really good. So it feels as though there are some opportunities coming for you. You just have to make the decision as to whether or not that's the direction you want to go. Look at all your options, write them down on a piece of paper. If I stay, what happens? If I go, what happens? What happens if you're able to create your dream job? Because they're out there. You just got to manifest it for yourself, right? Okay, Libra, I hope you found some nuggets in this reading for you. I hope you have a very prosperous March. Until next time, please like and subscribe if you're new, and take very good care of you and enjoy your month.